If you want to go beyond the standard data protection technologies and setups, then you are in the right place. But here's the question. Are you ready to cover your data storage system with double-layered immutability? In today's tutorial, we'll go through the complete configuration process of Open-E JovianVHR. If you are familiar with our other software, like Open-E JovianDSS, this tutorial should be easy for you. And if you are new to our data storage solutions, don't worry. The setup process is pretty straightforward, so let's take a look at the system and get everything configured right away. As you can see right off the bat, the GUI looks very similar to our flagship product, Open-E JovianDSS. And you are not mistaken, Open-E JovianVHR carries over most of the features of Open-E JovianDSS. It is based on ZFS with an underlying Linux Debian kernel, and all the safety mechanisms like checksums are also in place. The difference is that Open-E JovianVHR is a storage system designed as a Vim repository only, so you can't use it to configure storage via, for example, SMB, NFS or iSCSI. Open-E JovianVHR can only be configured as a single node, which means that you will be able to use all these redundancy options like mirror, RAID Z1, RAID Z2 and RAID Z3. But now, let's proceed with the setup. Let me click on the Add zpool option and we already see a familiar wizard. Let's add a disk group for data storage. I'll go with a mirror for simplicity, but you can choose any other redundancy type you want. Write-log option allows us to add a caching or logging mechanism for writes to our pool. As backup storage is very write-heavy, this will greatly increase stability and performance of our backup. Read cache might not be as self-explanatory, as it is literally a cache for read operations. Actually, Vim does something called synthetic full backup, which you might be familiar with. In short, Vim performs a read operation of all previous backup files once in a while to create one big full backup file, which will be used as a starting point for subsequent backups. Read cache can greatly speed up the process, making the whole user experience better. Same with special devices. They hold all the metadata from the pool, meaning that once a synthetic full backup happens, metadata can be read faster, all data blocks can be found quicker, and the whole process will be smoother. The duplication group works very similarly to special devices group. The only difference here is that you should only consider using it if you have deduplication enabled on your repository. Spare disks can be reserved in case one of the drives fail. Please remember that this is a cold spare drive, not a hot spare one. Now we simply have to finish the configuration. Once the pool is ready, we can go to the pool settings and open the Backup Repositories tab. Here we have to click Add New Repository. Now we have to provide a name and size. You can also adjust some of the parameters down below. For example, if you have NVMEs in your backup, you might want to change block size to 16 KB to improve the overall performance. Other than that, you should keep the settings as default unless you know what you are doing. The last step is to activate the SSH protocol. We go to Backup Server Connection, and here we have a button to enable the SSH, and we also have to provide a unique password. We will disable it once we are done with the configuration, so that we don't leave any backdoor for attacks. And we are done with Open-E JovianVHR. Now we simply go to Vim, Backup Infrastructure, Backup Repositories, and click Add Repository. Click Direct Attach Storage and Linux Hardened Repository, as this is exactly what we are doing today. Leave the name as default, click Next, click Add New. Here we have to add the IP address of our server. Click Add, and now we have to add the necessary credentials. The username is OEVim and the port is 22522 by default. Click OK, and next. Hit Apply to perform the installation. Once we are done, click Populate and choose the repository we have created in Open-E JovianVHR. For the purpose of this presentation, I will leave all the options as default, so I simply click Next. And just like this, we are done. One last thing we are left with is to go back to our product, Open-E JovianVHR, and disable the SSH protocol. Again, this ensures we don't leave any backdoor open. You can also see here that the Vim services are actually installed and running. From this point on, you can set up backup jobs in Vim, or use snapshots in Open-E JovianVHR, or do anything you want. We hope that the configuration of JovianVHR is now clear for you. That's all for today. Thank you and good luck with your further system protection.
Subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell if you want to stay up to date with our latest videos.